And in this corner, coming in at 115 tons, Gypsy Avenger! What's up guys, Jared here with another battle royale of a movie review. So everyone likes giant robots, right? Well, they used to until Michael Bay and the Transformers pretty much drove that one into the ground. Anyways, back in 2013, we got Pacific Rim directed by Guillermo del Toro, and it was pretty much giant robots fighting giant monsters. What's not to like? Anyways, fast forward 5 years, and the great minds in some Hollywood boardroom somewhere thought that it was a great idea to make a sequel to this movie, Uprising. So does this giant robot epic pack a mean punch? Let's find out. So Pacific Rim Uprising takes place roughly 10 years after the events of the first film. All of the kaiju have been locked away, and the remaining Jaegers sort of police the world in case of another attack and any unauthorized use of a Jaeger. Enter Jake Pentecrest, the son of war hero Stacker Pentecrest, played by John Boyega. He steals and sells old Jaeger parts on the black market to get cereal and hot sauce. No, seriously, he trades for a whole case of sriracha. He eventually gets caught and has the choice of going to prison or returning back to the Jaeger training program as an instructor. He reluctantly returns to train a whole new class of recruits. However, recruits might be a thing of the past as new drone technology is being tested. As the drones go haywire and rifts are opened up for more kaiju to enter our world, the world is at stake and these new recruits are Earth's last hope. So Pacific Rim Uprising is your typical giant robot fights giant monster in these giant epic battles using all of these cool unique weapons, but that's pretty much it. With the loss of director Del Toro from the first film, and it taking a little bit too long to come out, Uprising doesn't have much going for it. I will say I enjoyed John Boyega's performance, the son of war hero from the first Pacific Rim. He just had this natural charismatic vibe coming from him, and then when he had to be funny, he was funny, and when he had to be this convincing, determined pilot, he was that as well. The conflict within him, though, being this experienced pilot, but then also wanting to scavenge for hot sauce, made this interesting dynamic for the character. Like I mentioned earlier, this movie is essentially giant things bashing into each other, and when that is happening on screen, that's when the movie is at its best. Each of these giant Jaegers having these unique skills, weapons, and gadgets going up against giant sea lizards with the same. It's big, dumb, loud robot fighting that made this movie somewhat watchable. However, this giant robot craziness couldn't save the film because all of these plots and subplots that were messily put together really interrupt all of the action and fun. Essentially, giant robots protect the world from giant monsters. That's the rough outline. But then we get these subplots of a famous Jaeger pilot just really not caring. We get these young recruits going through this training program that's kind of like Kingsman. A company engineering this drone technology to better equip the Jaegers, and then this madman that somehow gets possessed. I just gotta say, the writer's room for this movie had to have been insane. I'm gonna be honest, all I have is this hand-drawn picture of a robot and this clip art of a lizard sneezing. I think we have a pretty airtight story with this. Aside from that, things just kind of randomly happen, like Boyega's Jaeger being dropped in for some sort of peace treaty signing. Lastly, Uprising had a ton of CGI. I mean, obviously, if they were trying to put together this giant robot, actually, it would have put them way over budget. But, I mean, a lot of the movie is pretty much just like a video game or a cartoon. It's cool to watch these giant things go at it, but it's done a lot better in other media. Also, the overall monster agenda or endgame was like, what? Wait, that's why they were coming here in the first place? Really? None of you guys figured it out by just looking at a map? Overall, Pacific Rim why do I keep doing that? Uprising is a big dumb robot monster beat 'em up with little more than the spectacle. With a decent performance from Boyega and some big dumb robot fighting, but with some messy plots and subplots, some terrible writing, some noticeable CGI, and a really odd endgame or overall agenda, I'd skip out on Pacific Rim Uprising. This rim job will definitely leave a bad taste in your mouth. What did you think of Pacific Rim Uprising? Was it the giant robot and monster battle royale you were hoping for? Or did Uprising take a page out of the Transformers handbook? I want to hear about it in the comments below. As always, you can find me on the social medias at Jared Buckendahl on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and now Stardust. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Until next time, I'll see you later.